Have you ever noticed how attraction sometimes hits hardest when it feels wrong? You see someone for a few seconds. Maybe it's your friend's partner, someone at work, someone you barely even know. Nothing actually happens, but your brain instantly starts creating a whole emotional movie anyway. Suddenly, you care how you look around them. You replay tiny interactions later at night. You imagine fake scenarios that never even happened. And the weirdest part? You might already have someone amazing in your life. Someone loyal, attractive, supportive. Someone you genuinely care about. So why does your brain still react so strongly to someone else sometimes? That uncomfortable feeling right there. That's what most people never talk about honestly. And if this has ever happened to you, comment one word: real. Because more people experience this than they admit. Now here's the truth. Nobody likes hearing. Your brain is not always chasing love. Sometimes it's chasing intensity. And forbidden attraction creates instant intensity. Why? Because the moment something feels unavailable, distant, risky, or off limits, your brain gives it extra emotional value. That's why random people can suddenly feel exciting even when logically they make no sense for your life. Your mind fills the gaps with fantasy. You don't see their bad habits, their emotional baggage, their real personality. You see potential, and potential is dangerous because your imagination turns it into perfection. That's why a 5-second interaction can sometimes feel more exciting than real connection built over years. Not because it's deeper, because it's incomplete. Mystery gives your brain room to create fantasy, and fantasy almost always feels more intense than reality. Modern life makes this even worse. Your brain now sees hundreds of attractive faces every single day. Social media, stories, gym videos, perfect photos, filtered lives. Without realizing it, your attention system gets trained to constantly search for the next emotional spark. That's why some people slowly stop appreciating stable love. Not because their partner became unattractive, but because their brain became overstimulated. Peace starts feeling normal, and novelty starts feeling addictive. Now here's where it becomes personal. Many people don't actually want another relationship. They want another version of themselves. Around certain people, they suddenly feel more confident, more desired, more exciting, more alive. And the brain becomes attached to that feeling. Not necessarily the person, the feeling. That's why attraction can disappear just as fast as it appeared. The fantasy feels powerful in your head, but reality usually cannot compete with the version your imagination created. And honestly, sometimes these patterns start much earlier than people realize. If someone grew up constantly chasing attention, validation, excitement, or emotional escape, the brain can become trained to confuse intensity with connection. So later in life, calm love feels too quiet. Healthy relationships feel predictable, and the mind secretly starts searching for emotional stimulation somewhere else. Not because the relationship is bad, because the nervous system became addicted to emotional highs. This is why some people flirt without meaning to, why they enjoy attention too much, why they fantasize about people they would never actually build a life with. The brain loves escape, especially when real life starts feeling repetitive. But here's the important part. A thought is not the same as a decision. Feeling attraction does not automatically make someone disloyal. What matters is what you feed. Because the more attention you give fantasy, the more emotionally real it becomes. And slowly, your brain starts comparing real human connection to imaginary perfection. That comparison destroys appreciation. Real love cannot compete with fantasy because fantasy has no flaws, no responsibility, no hard days, no emotional work. That's why people who constantly chase excitement often end up emotionally empty later. They collect moments, but struggle to build depth. Real connection is not built from endless stimulation. It's built from presence, honesty, comfort, trust, choosing the same person even after the chemical high fades. And maybe that's the real test of maturity. Not whether your brain notices other people sometimes, but whether you let temporary intensity become more important than something real. If this video made you pause for a second, good. The most important psychology is usually the kind people are too uncomfortable to admit out loud. And subscribe for more modern psychology videos like this, because understanding your mind is the first step toward controlling it instead of being controlled by it.